Hi and welcome back to another video. This one is a summary of the week that we spent at Skarnsundet fjordcentre, which is located in Trodheim in Norway. It's located at the bottom of the Trodheim fjord and it offers some excellent sport with lure fishing and bait fishing, but this time we went in May, so 95% of our fishing was with the lures. Now the reason for this is because a lot of the fish in Norway in the summer months and going through to the winter months as well are concentrated on large shoals of herring, therefore can make it tricky catching cod on bait. So on this trip we went across with quite a lot of lures, with the main target being pollack, and if there was cod there we were quite happy to catch them as bycatch, but we weren't necessarily targeting the cod. So throughout the video you'll see that I have done quite a few voiceovers on some of the videos just explaining what's going on. We didn't manage to document all of the fish that were caught on camera because at times the weather was quite grimy, very rainy and strong wind. But we caught a lot of fish, a lot more than what's shown in the video. It was constant sport throughout the week with the lure rods, which provided fantastic sport and it kept us entertained all week, and we had great fun and really enjoyed ourselves. At the end of this video I will explain how to book your trip to Skarnsundet fjordcentre, and I will also explain who to contact and give you some extra information about a holiday to Skarnsundet fjordcentre as well. Hope you enjoy watching. Thanks. Down at Skarnsundet in Norway, I'm going to attempt to catch a cod on a shad. Let's see how it goes. Can we get one for this cast? Let's find out. It's slippy here. Whoa. Here we go. So I'm just gonna cast the shad. Let's sink. There's a fish. Straight away, just in the edges. Just pulled out of a snag. Great sport on the light spinning rods. Just a small one, but not a bad start. Hopefully get a few bigger ones there. So in this clip you'll see we've moved mark. This is another location in Straumen, just round the corner from where we were. And as you can see, I'm into another nice fish on the shads. It's a lovely way of fishing for cod when there's not much happening on the bait rods. As you'll see, the fish is fighting quite hard because I'm fishing against a very strong running tide. So at Straumen you've got the Bergens Fjord, and the Trondheim Fjord, which is the big fjord in Skarnsundet, runs into the small fjord called the Bergens Fjord. So what this does is, because you've got such a vast volume of water running from the Trondheim Fjord into the Bergens Fjord, it creates a very, very strong tide pull. So as you'll see, Jamie with some lovely fish on the shads, up to £8 6 ounce from the Straumen area. and there's a nice cod from the breakwater outside of Skarnsundet Fjordcentre, which was £6, also caught on a shad, which is lovely because it's just outside of your accommodation. And we also had some haddocks up to £4 8oz when we were bait fishing. So in the next clip, you'll see us fishing on the boat. We're going to jump on the boat and just head out with the shads and fish around the edges and see what we can pick up. It's a lovely, lovely day. It's 20 degrees, very warm. So hopefully we can get some nice pollock, some cod and maybe some big cold fish for you for the camera. So we're just about to steam out to our first mark outside of Skarnsundet, and the reason that we use shads on the boat over here is because most of the fish are concentrated on large shoals of herring. So here we are, just opposite Skarnsundet Fjordcentre, on our first drift on the boat, and straight away I'm into a fish. Again, using light gear, fishing between 20 and 40 metres just from the shore. Working shads at around sort of 60 gram weight. It's a very fun and super effective way to catch fish when you're out in Norway.
Oh, look at this. What's fish? Whoa.
So as you see, it's a nice pollock. Quite small for the Skarnsundet area. That one was around £5. So we've come past the Skarnsundet bridge now, and we've run adrift on a bit of ground that was showing quite a lot of cod on the sonar. Straight away, again, using the shads, got a codlin. Continue to catch a few cod on this drift, but they're all a similar size. And then we moved locations and found a few bigger cod. Jamie having the biggest one, which was £11 8oz. And mixed in with the cod was the odd pollock. He has another pollock. Again, this one was around £5, and there's me dad with his silly wig on in the background. So this was a mark that we were fishing for the bigger pollock. We did catch quite a lot of big pollock on here, between £7 and £9. The average stamp was around sort of £8.5. The depth of water that we were fishing at this mark was around 20 metres, and we found that a 28 to 40 gram lure was the best. Just I think having the lure sinking through the water really slowly was working more effectively. So there's a nice fish there. If I remember rightly, I think that one was £7 4oz, which was just one of many that were caught of a similar size. So this one is the fish of the trip. This is opposite the mark that I've just been fishing in the video. This one is called Pollock Point, and it is renowned for big pollock. So we've come across on the boat, and a big fish has showed up on the sonar, and I've had a cast at it, and within seconds of it hitting the water and sinking down over a ledge, I've hooked into this fish, which was my personal best pollock. So as you'll see in the video, the size of it and the weight of it is a very nice fish. This one definitely made my trip. Get it in the net, quick. No. Yes! Get in.
Wow! That is what we came for. Jesus Christ. Oh! Look at the size of that! Wow! That's what you come to Norway for. £15 on the book. Right, Norwegian pollock.
So if you haven't already gathered, this fish weighed £15, which was a personal best, and I was absolutely over the moon to catch a mid-double figure pollock. And there it is going back. We just catch these fish for sport and then release them. And on to the next mark, yet again another pollock. Honestly, it was pollock after pollock at some points during the trip, which provided excellent sport on light gear and just kept me entertained throughout. So this one was £8 9oz, and here's some cool underwater footage of the pollock getting returned. And throughout the session we'll continue to catch pollock. And there's Jamie with a nice one, which was £8. And then this is just proof of how fast the weather can turn when you're in Norway, any part of Norway that is. Big strong winds came through with really heavy rain, and it didn't let up for quite a few hours. And then this was the result after the rain. Quite a nice reward for having to put up with that nasty weather. What a beautiful sight to look out of your accommodation to. And there's a nice evening sunset. So that is the summary of the week in Skarnsundet. I hope you enjoyed watching it and seeing a few of the fish that we did manage to get into whilst we were out fishing. As I say, we did do a little bit of bait fishing and picked up a few haddock and a few cod, but the majority of the week we spent lure fishing. If you go to Skarnsundet fjordcentre in the summer months, your main targets are going to be pollock with the lures, cod with the lures. You can go place fishing with bait, you can target haddock with bait, and if you travel a little bit further outside of Skarnsundet and target halibut with bait, you can catch them too, although the odd halibut does come out on the boat in Skarnsundet, and there has been a few caught as well from the shore in Skarnsundet, so you don't always have to travel far. To book your holiday to Skarnsundet Fjordcentre, they have a Facebook page called Skarnsundet Boat and Shore Fishing Norway, which is here. You can message them to ask for dates and prices, or you can find them online at skarnsundet-fishing.com, where you can email and inquire directly through the website about availability and prices for your holiday to Norway. So when you arrive at Skarnsundet Fjordcentre, you'll be greeted by a gentleman called Paul Lee. Absolute gent of a bloke. He is from Hartlepool and has moved out of Norway to manage the camp at Skarnsundet Fjordcentre. Paul can provide a vast amount of information and knowledge on the local fishing areas and help guide you to catch some fantastic fish by giving you information on marks and where to fish and what tactics to use whilst fishing. Flights, depending on where you are flying from, but if you're local to the northeast, flights go from Newcastle to Schiphol and from Schiphol to Trondheim. The only place in the UK that offers direct flights to Skarnsundet Fjordcentre is from London Gatwick, so if you're close to London and you're happy to fly from there, that is great. However, if you are flying from the likes of Manchester or even Edinburgh up in Scotland, then most of the flights are going to be connecting flights where you will fly to either Schiphol or Oslo and then connect onto your next flight to Trondheim. Once you arrive at Trondheim and you come out of the airport, if you have booked a hire vehicle through Skarnsundet Fjordcentre, it will be waiting for you in the car park across the road. After this, you are looking at around a 1 hour 30-minute drive from the airport to Skarnsundet Fjordcentre, which has beautiful scenery along the way, and it's a really enjoyable drive, full of excitement on your way to your fishing holiday for the week. As for the boats, the boat rental is available directly outside of the fjord centre, as the boats are moored up straight outside of your accommodation, and you book these in advance through Skarnsundet Boat and Shore Fishing. The boats are fantastic, they run on petrol, they don't cost a lot of money to run for the day, they don't use a lot of fuel, and they are well priced to hire them out for the day as well. For someone who's looking for a sport fishing holiday using light gear, I cannot recommend Skarnsundet Fjord Centre enough. We have a fantastic time every time we go, and we always catch some lovely fish and have broke quite a few personal bests whilst over there as well. I had two £30 cod the first year I ever went, which was in February. One was from the shore using bait, and one was from the boat about 300 metres away from the accommodation. I've also had pollack to £15 and coalfish to £15, and also a lot of other species as well, such as haddock, dabs, blackmouth dogfish, angel sharks, and there's many more species in Skarnsundet that you can catch, such as halibut, big plaice, spur dogs, sea trout. The list is endless really. Shore fishing offers easily accessible marks for all ability of anglers, ranging from clean ground to rough ground, which all hold a good quantity of quality fish. However, if you do go to Skarnsundet for a fishing holiday, depending on the time of year that you go, you must make sure to take appropriate clothing. If you are going in the summer months, then make sure you take waterproofs, but also take sun cream, because it's like Scotland, you just don't know what the weather is going to do. It's basically nearly unpredictable. 1 minute it can be really sunny and warm, and then the next minute it can be absolutely bleating down with rain. If you go in the winter months, you definitely need to make sure you pack studded footwear for the icy snow that is lying on the rocks, and also the rocks are slippy as well at any time of year, but mainly in the winter when they are covered in snow and ice. And make sure that you take quite a lot of thermals to keep you nice and warm, as temperatures can get down to around -20 when it is quite harsh. And trust me, I've been there when it's been down to around -18, -19, and if you don't have the right clothing with you, you're not going to do a lot of fishing. So I hope this information helps. If anyone else needs any further information on this holiday, please message Skarnsundet Boat and Shore Fishing on Facebook, or go onto their website and email them directly for any more inquiries. And the lads who run the camp, including Paul, will absolutely look after you and make sure you have the best week's holiday for fishing. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, see you on the next one.